There we go. Pretty good. All right. Well, I want to watch this too. So let's see. I'll watch it on the little screen here. Oh no, I know how I'll watch this. There we go. There we go. BB Nut says there's a rumor JD's signed Morg for the rest of the season. All right, so this was my week one matchup. I'm playing a human team. This is against a Necro team. El Nubarino. It's me versus El Nubarino. Humans, I think, don't get. Humans are my favorite team in Blood Bowl. I love humans. But and this is a recording, so I can't click through stuff. But I'm gonna pick up. If I remember correctly, I'm gonna pick up Griff Oberwald here. Griff is a great star player. One of the best. Yeah, 235. Oh, this might have been. Is that enough for Griff? I can't remember. I think Griff's 230. Oh, that's right. I'm not picking up anything. Great. I'm thinking of last competition when I played El Numerino last competition. All right. Yeah. So anyway, humans are my favorite team in Blood Bowl. They can be hard to play. I'm by no means, by no means a great human coach, but I do love them. And the reason I love them is I love their playstyle. They're a jack of all trades, masters of none. So in order to play humans effectively, you really kind of have to know all facets of the game. And again, I'm not the best human player, but it is a lot of fun to me. I like how much agency you have with a human team, because every matchup you just kind of have to be the opposite team, right? If you're up against an agile team, you want to be the bash team. If you're up against a bash team, you want to be the agile team, and you have the pieces to do that right out of the gate. 4 blitzers, MA7 is great. Catchers, MA8, also great. They have the big guy and the ogre. I like to pick up the big guy. Some people don't. I have my starting roster. I need to turn the game audio off. Hold on. Sorry, Blood Bowl 3 is going in the background. I like the big guy. I know a lot of people don't. I pick up a thrower and a catcher to start with. I then start to pick up another catcher later on. I did pick up a halfling. I picked up the fling to be a harasser, a fowler, and a one-turn guy. Berserker Tempest says Underworld went from the most fun team to the most abysmal. It is unfortunate that that swarming was just sort of taken out from under your feet. All right, so I remember very little about this, but it looks like I started on offense. So every pass is going to be 2 SPP instead of 1. There's 4 ways to score SPP in this game. You get 1 SPP for a completed pass. The passer gets that 1 SPP. You get 2 for inflicting a casualty, 3 for a touchdown, 4 for MVP. Tizzle Bizzle praying to Nuffle. Ball kicked to the television terrace 24-yard line. All right, we're pulling some players back just to get some protection on the ball. We don't really, we have the speed advantage, but I want to be in a position where I can start to move this cage. So my tactic for moving a cage, generally speaking, is to set up an anchor point, right? To set up a pivot where I can have a cage for my player to go into, and then while I have that, I'm already set up for another cage to move the ball down pitch. Okay, Mike, thank you for the bits. All right, 2-die block on the line here. We get a push. So number 4, a blitzer. Two pushes on the line. Final push on this left defensive end. This will be a knockdown by Gordon Shumway. And so all my block on the line there. All my blockers, my players with the block skill. Still have my blitz. I'm going to take a second mark on that left inside linebacker. Three die block now with the Ogre. Gets a pal here. Eric Lionheart saying, with your starting position, you could have hit a couple times more. Fair enough. Now the ball pick up. Gonna advance forward to the 18-yard line. That'll be my turn now. Turn 1 for Teen Wolf and Friends. This is so weird because I can't. I mean, I can set up to do this, but I haven't set up to do this because this was a last-minute decision. But I can't actually hear the game. Instead, I hear Blood Bowl 3 playing in the background. it's a weird disconnect. El Numerino, traditionally a very methodical coach, really considers his turns before going in on the actions. Just the 2 rerolls start with this Necro team. It's a fresh Necro team. He does have Ivan the Animal, I think, if I remember correctly, but it looks like he neglected to set up Ivan on the pitch, which is an unfortunate error. So Ivan's sitting out on the sideline. 2-die blitz now on Gendo Ikari, the right guard. Let's call him a right tackle. He gets knocked down, no armor break. Two-die block on the number 10. Human lineman gets a knockdown here. He's going to follow up. Try to keep the defensive line intact. Ten seconds left on the clock for Team Wolf and Friends. When a coach has just 2 team rerolls, and a lot of teams often will only start with 2, you can try to get them to spend those rerolls, and then once they're out of rerolls, their odds change dramatically, and you can use that to your advantage. Team Wolf and Friends on the bonus clock now. 7 minutes 30 seconds on the bonus clock. They're down to 7:10. Boy, my memory is so bad. I do not remember anything about this game. Turn 2 now for the Terrors. Old Gamer Mike says, I'm still trying to learn the best way to use golems. They're great control pieces, right? So those flesh golems are great for holding down the fort that stand firm. Pick up block on them, they can be scary. Pick up guard on them, they can be scary. Strength 4 with stand firm is pretty good, and you get 2 of them. Terrors are going to advance the ball up to the 6-yard line. Locutus, the catcher, is going to move in behind the ball carrier. And there's the cage on the 6. Gets the knockdown on the blitz with Gendo Ikari. I think I'm looking for places to get a 2-die block. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Yeah, looks like I'm looking for a place to get an assist, but that's not really an assist since there's 2 guys there. But we'll get the 2-die here. We'll get a push out of this. Follow up. Ogre's great piece, in my opinion. Well, big guys are important pieces, I think. An ogre with a strength of 5 can really act as a good anchor, where that ogre can stay in place, and even if you don't block with the ogre, so long as he's exerting tackle zones, your opponent with an average strength of 3 needs 3 assists to get the 2-die block on the ogre. So the ogre is a great place to anchor your formation and then kind of move your formation around. So I switched to humans in the Spike Magazine trophy, and I thought to myself, like, oh, cool, I'm going to get a lot of inducements, so I can pick up Griff or Karl Von Kill or something. And I think I've had 2 games with star players. So that's not great. 2-die block on Gustavo Fring. The drug lord himself gets a push here by Emilio Estevez. "37 seconds left on the clock for Team Wolf and Friends. Turn 2. Two-die block on the number 2 blitzer on the left side of the line. Gets a knockdown here. Christian Slater on the block. Ten seconds left in the turn. Two-die block against the Master, the number 8 human lineman. This will not work out. The reroll is spent, so now Team Wolf and Friends down to 1 reroll for the half. Look at a push out of this. And now a mark taken on the left side of the cage. Anthony Michael Hall marking the left side of the cage. Molly Ringwald coming in to mark the right side. I wasn't sure how Wraiths would turn out here in the new version of the rules, but Wraiths are pretty good, I think. They have the block skill, they have foul appearance, they have sidestep as well, so they can stay in the spot, or at least nearby, and be a continued point of harassment where you can make your opponent really want to roll a block or a blitz against them. And especially on the blitz, if they fail that foul appearance roll, they've lost their blitz for the turn. So really good harassment piece, I think. And I love the clotheslines. I love the clotheslines. Old Gamer Make says I love Wraiths with guard. I certainly can see that, yeah. Turn 3 now for the Terrors. Team Wolf and Friends down to 5 minutes 50 seconds on the bonus clock. Television Terrors down to 7:14. Have the ball in their own 6 currently. Looking for a way to move this probably 3 more spaces. 3 or 4. First, a 2-die block on the left side of the cage to get Anthony Michael Hall out of the way. He'll be knocked down by Bob from Twin Peaks. Blitz by the ball carrier. 2-die blitz on Emilio I'm sorry, 1-die blitz on Emilio Estevez. It's got to be a skull. Emilio Estevez with a strength of 4. Block skill is going to work out, though. And then we'll move a total of 3 spaces to cross the line of scrimmage to get to the 2-yard line. Locutus, the catcher, moves in the back left corner of the cage. Catchers only have a strength of 2. They have an MA of 8. They're very, very fast. They also naturally have the catch skill, so that gives you a bit of a passing game. Gives you a couple of options on offense. Double pals with Gendo Akari will knock down Corey Haim, the rookie lineman. Armor break. Good stun. And now a 2-die on Molly Ringwald. Spent another reroll. That feels bad. Spent a reroll. Reroll didn't work out. And Anthony Soprano knocks himself out. That's the end of the Sopranos. Took the block with no guard. And that's what happens. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, don't do this. All right, no no replays. Because I have this set to... Oh, let me see if I can set it to resume. All right, let's see how this works. I'm gonna kick over the replay real quick. Let's see if this does what I think it will do. Oh, perfect. All right, there we go. Fixed. Easily fixed. Turn 3 for Teen Wolf and Friends. So down to 1 reroll. 1 reroll for each team now. Anthony Michael Hall stands up. Marks the blitzer just behind the cage. .45 seconds left on the clock for Teen Wolf and Friends. Again, coming up at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's a little under 2 hours from now, an hour 56 minutes. We're going to have our final live game of Week 3. It'll be Teen Wolf and Friends versus Juxtaposed Juggernauts. Teen Wolf and Friends, obviously a Necro team. The Juxtaposed Juggernauts Chaos Renegades team. That's El Numerino versus War Horsemen, coming up in a little under 2 hours. 13 seconds left on the clock for Teen Wolf and Friends. So the defense encircling this offense here, trying to stop it here at mid-pitch. 2-die blitz by the Wolf will get the knockdown. Has to follow up after knocking down Cersei here due to Frenzy. Wolves, very strong pieces. MA8, they have Frenzy and Claw. They treat everybody's AV as if it's 8+. Good injury. Good injury. We just take it. The smashed knee. There you go, Cersei. Pretty sure I fired her after that. Good blitz by the Werewolf. Reduces the AV by 1 point. Two-die block on Dester is going to push that front right corner of the cage. And the ball carrier is going to get pushed out 1 space to the left. Teen Wolf and Friends down to 5:06 on the bonus clock. Second Werewolf's going to take a mark on the ball carrier. Jason Bateman. Turn 4 now for the Terrors. They have the ball on the opposing 2-yard line. The Master stands up to mark that flesh golem that's behind the cage. Ball carrier. It's not going to take the block. It's going to be a block by Gordon Shumway. This will be a knockdown on Christian Slater. Good armor break here. Got the removal. Oh man, I see Ivan over on the bench. That's such an unfortunate error. This could have been a very different game at this point. Minute 6 left on the clock here in turn 4. The Terrors looking to move this ball. Looks like I'm counting out spaces to get over into the left wide zone. And there it is. The catcher's going to move down to the opposing 10 in the left wide zone. Blitz declared by the ball carrier. This is the thrower on the 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown on Jason Bateman. Ball carrier will move to the opposing 8 in the left wide zone. 2-die block by the Ogre. Fails the boneheaded roll, but got through the loner roll on the reroll. Final reroll. And we'll get this knockdown. Got a removal out of this too. Really the point was to avoid the dodge. But that'll work. Now cage set up on the opposing 8. Final turn of the first quarter. Teen Wolf and Friends on defense. Came in aggressive on this defense. Tried to contain the offense at mid-pitch. We were able to open up a hole. So the defense will probably continue applying this. Maybe, oh, I forgot. It's like, this is recorded. I can't click on anything. Yeah. Maybe move that zombie up, rush him into place. Nope. He's going to take a mark on the blitzer instead. Thought he might rush him on the back of the cage now that I have no rerolls. A mark on the front right corner of the cage by Corey Haim. Under a minute to play for Team Wolf and Friends. Al Nubarino. This Molly Ringwald, the Wraith, still open over on the right side of the Ogre. She has an MAF 7. Jason Bateman will stand up and reposition. The Werewolves with an MAF 8. That gives them 5 after being prone to reposition. It's not bad. MA 8, very fast. What just happened? Oh, I did that apparently. And now a 2-die blitz by Winona Ryder. We'll get a dodge push against Locutus. Locutus with dodge and sprint. Sprint means you can move, you can rush 1 extra space, giving that catcher 11 spaces of movement in a turn. You can see I was counting out the distance there. Good KO by the Flesh Golem. Another removal in favor of the Teen Wolf and Friends. Gets a push on the Master and just continues to push the Master out of position. I think that's a pretty good trade for the Television Terrors. Keep that Flesh Golem out of the drive. For a lineman, I'll take it. Now the Werewolf's going to mark the back left corner of the cage. Applying the pressure here. He's marked everybody on the cage. The front left corner was pushed out of position. Molly Ringwald on the back right. Jason Bateman on the back left. And the number 9 lineman on the front right, marking the entire cage. Move the catcher back into position to mark the ghoul. Blitz by the ball carrier declared, or about to be declared. Here it is, 2-die blitz. Got the POW. We'll follow up for sure. We'll get out of Molly Ringwald's way. There it is. And now the ball carrier is going to shift back to mid-pitch. Ball now on the 14. Now on the 16. Counting out spaces for Gendo Akari, the number 5 blitzer. 29 seconds left on the clock here in the beginning of the second quarter. And we take a mark on the werewolf. I think I was deciding whether to mark that werewolf or get him back to the ball carrier. I think I probably should have got him back to the ball carrier. Dexter, the number 3 blitzer, good dodge away from Molly Ringwald. Gets some tackle zones behind the ball carrier, trying to keep Molly Ringwald at bay. One die block against Anthony Michael Hall will be a push. We'll take that. Just get away from our players. And we'll keep a mark on that Zombo. That Zombo's not going to dodge away from the Ogre. Turn 5 now for Teen Wolf and Friends. Molly Ringwald, free to reposition, free to blitz. 3+ dodge by Jason Bateman, the forward mummy, the forward werewolf in the left wide zone. Gets the assist for the 2-die probable blitz by Jason Bateman, but if he takes it as a blitz, he's not blitzing the ball carrier. But he doesn't need to. He can try to prevent the score here by getting enough players over there. Takes a 3+ dodge instead, and there's a mark on the ball carrier. So probable blitz by Molly Ringwald here on the ball carrier. Here it comes. 2-die blitz. Gets a push out of this. He'll spend a reroll, I wager. No, he's going to take it. He takes the push. Pushes the thrower forward a space. So the ball carrier is going to stay on his feet. That means the Ghoul Runner is probably going to try to get in front of this ball carrier here. The the Ghoul Runner marked by Locutus, the catcher, in the left wide zone. It's going to be a 3+ dodge away, but they have the dodge skill, so they'll get a free reroll on this. But first, the 2-die block on the number 2 blitzer. Gets a POW out of this. And finally, knocking down the master, Judd Nelson, the number 4 flesh column. Gets an armor break. Yep, there's that 3+ dodge by the Ghoul Runner to get in front of the ball carrier. And now that ball carrier marked by 3 players. No easy dodges. That means it's we're probably looking at a handoff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Good mark by that werewolf as well to mark the blitzer. Blitzer does have the guard skill, but that's really only helps Molly Ringwald against Molly Ringwald. We're going to get an assist with the catcher against the Ghoul Runner. Currently a 1-die. No rerolls left. Now a 2-die on the Ghoul Runner. Two-die blitz with the ball carrier. Can we get a knockdown? Can we get a knockdown? Mm-mm. Oh, we did. That's probably worse. Yeah, we'll take the push. We need the space. We'll follow up. Oh, this is the wrong way. This is the absolute wrong way. I should have pushed him to the left and then dodge out to the right. Would have been one less dodge. Good dodge, and this will be a score 1-0. The Television Terrors take the lead. Elizabeth. Is that Elizabeth? Channel 1? I'm going to say Elizabeth. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. 1-0. The Television Terrors take the lead in this game. That's right. Just roll sixes. Is that so hard? Just roll sixes. If things aren't going your way, just learn to roll sixes and you'll be fine. Doing all right. We're watching a replay before our next live game in this doubleheader, which will be in about an hour 45 minutes from now. Teen Wolf and Friends versus the Juxtaposed Juggernauts. That'll be a fun one to watch. That's Division C. The winners of each of the 3 divisions will advance to the top 4, and the highest runner-up between the 3 divisions will advance as well. Elizabeth says, I haven't seen this game. Is it a new one? Blood Bowl 3? Blood Bowl? No, it's been around. So the game of Blood Bowl is a tabletop game that's been around for decades. Blood Bowl 3 is a sort of a video game version of it, and it's been around 2 years now, I think. Terra's setting up on defense. Down 3 players. Well, 3 players are in the reserve box. I think I'm down 1 player on the pitch. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So I think I'll have a 1-man player advantage here on defense. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. 10v10. Three on the line. We're giving up the wide zones. Got to watch out for those wolves. Cool runner back to receive. 5 on the line now for Teen Wolf and Friends. 2 in the left wide zone. 3 linebackers currently. Repositioning the defense. Still 6 on the line. Really spread out here on the line. 2 wide on this offense. 4 defensive linemen. 3 linebackers. I'm sorry, this isn't even defense. It's very confusing watching this when I play because I'm always on the same side. 2 wide, 4 on the offensive line. 3 halfbacks, 1 back to receive the kickoff. Still needs to get Ivan the animal onto the pitch. So there'll actually be a 1-man player advantage for Teen Wolf. Three seconds left. He doesn't get him on the pitch. The game will put him on the pitch for him. Oh no, it does. It goes on the bonus clock. So back on the bonus clock here for setting up the offense here in turn 6. So 3 minutes 30 seconds left on the bonus clock. 31. Ivan comes up onto the line. Now the kick. Take a little bit of risk with the kickoff here. And that'll work out. Teen Wolf and Friends gets back a reroll. That's huge. 2 rerolls now for Teen Wolf and Friends. They have 3 turns to get on the board here. If they do, they'll be on offense to start the second half of the game. They'll be in good shape. 2 rerolls versus none. They have a 1-man player advantage. And finally, Ivan the Animal Death Shroud will take to the pitch. Currently that left tackle. 2-die block on J.R. Ewing. Gets a knockdown. Looking for a 9+ to break armor here. No armor break. Follows up with the flesh column. One minute left on the clock for Teen Wolf and Friends. They have to end turn 7 in scoring position to get onto the board. They're going to take a mark on the guard blitzer, number 3. Another take a mark on number 5. That's the outside blitzer in the right wide zone. Teen Wolf and roll advantage. The Ghoul Runner has an MA of 7. The Werewolves have an MA. Fails the pickup here. Has to spend that free reroll that Nuffle provided. And a failed handoff to the Werewolf will be a turnover. Spent the reroll after the failed rush, it looks like, as well. So now, no rerolls left for Teen Wolf and Friends. This is a big deal. Ball is loose on the 2. And you can see El Numerino upset about the failed handoff. Locutus is going to move down pitch, try to threaten a score. Probably should have moved him a little further. That's okay. Oh, Gamer Mike says, I feel like Necros have problems with ball handling. I don't know. There's a second assist on Ivan the Animal Death Shroud. 2 assists. Elizabeth asks, do you play rugby in real life? I don't. I have a friend who does, but I do not. Now the 2-die. Ivan the Animal. 2-die block. We'll get a push out of this. And now we have a second mark on the ball. 1 with the Ogre. 1 with the thrower. Now the Master's going to come in, the rookie lineman. That's 3 marks on the ball. Old Gamer Mike says, I fail the first 2 pickups every game. I mean, sure hands definitely helps. Or if you're elves, Edge 2 helps for sure. Otherwise, you have a 2/3 chance of failing, right? So it's gonna be noticeable. That's why it's important. You know, if the ball's kicked deep and nobody can really get to it, or the opponent can't get to it, the defense can't get there, just get some just get enough protection to keep the ball safe. Then if you fail the pickup, you don't have to spend the reroll. You just let it fall to the ground. You can try again next turn. Turn 7 now for Teen Wolf and Friends. They need to be in scoring position here if they want to tie this up at the half. 2-die blitz by Molly Ringwald. It's going to be a POW. Gets the knockdown on the thrower. It's going to scatter this ball out of the cage. Or it's not even a cage. Out of the scrum. We'll see where the ball lands. Into the hands of the Ghoul Runner. Well done. had 2 players that he would like the ball to have ended up in the hands of, and that was one of them. Well done. The goal runner is going to advance to the opposing 10-yard line now. Jason Bateman back, the 2 werewolves, Jason Bateman and Michael J. Fox, are going to cover the runner. Two-die block on Jerry Ewing, gets a pal here. Ten seconds left on the clock. Now taking a blitz on Gendo Ikari, gets a pal here, or taking a block rather, gets a pal. Pushing players away from this offense, trying to keep this score before the half. Lots of knockdowns. He's very, very effective. It's 3 MA that's being eaten up. 3 MA, that's a block that can no longer take. It would have to be a blitz, and you only get one of those a turn. Turn 8 for the Terrors now. Final turn of the first half. They're currently in the lead 1-0. They have no rerolls remaining. What am I doing? I'm standing up players. Looking for 2-die blocks. Looking for blocks with the block skill. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Elizabeth asks, what other games do you play on stream? It is solely Blood Bowl. We stream the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League. It's just Blood Bowl. 2-die blitz by the thrower. Gets a pal here on Emilio Estevez, the Flesh Golem. Looks like I may be giving up the touchdown here. Armor break on the Flesh Golem's not going to matter. Well, it might matter. All right, not giving up on the touchdown. Number 2 blitzer. No, good dodge by Wilson Fisk, the Goblin, to take a mark on that downfield werewolf. 2 rushes to try to get in front of the ball carrier. Elizabeth asks, "Are you a member of MAML?" Yes, this is my league, in fact. Turn 8 now for Teen Wolf and friends. Failed the rush. So they can walk the ball in to score here. It'll be 1-1 at the half. Well done by El Nuperino to get on the board. There it is. I wasn't even looking at it. There it is. 1-1 at the half. Well done by Teen Wolf and friends. They're going to be on offense to start the second half of this game. This is a good position to be in. If they can sell this out till turn 16, they will win. Hey! The television chair. No, that's... Wait. Is that my cheerleader? That's got to be his cheerleader. That's awesome. Teen Wolf and friends. Cheerleader squad. I haven't even noticed. Do we have the same colors? Is it purple and gold and purple? Hey! Nope, not done. Got back all the KOs for the Teen Wolf and friends. Wait, am I blue? Really? I feel like I'm not blue. But all right. Oh, I have... yeah, purple, gold, and gold and purple. All right, the television terrace is set up on defense now. It is a skeleton cheerleader. So 9, 10, 11. We'll have full 11 players on the pitch, it seems. Television terrace setting up in a chevron formation for this defense. Bringing it in a little tighter, giving up those wide zones. Making the center of the pitch a little more secure. Splitting up the line there, that's negating the guard on the ogre there. By splitting those players off the line, the left guard and the right guard are not getting the advantage with guard. One wide for Teen Wolf and Friends currently. They have 6 on the line. One wide in the left. Werewolves pulling into the in the guard position here. 7 on the line now. Ghoul Runner back to receive. Keeping those werewolves forward because he wants to leverage that claw block, that claw blitz with frenzy and claw. He's treating everyone as if it's AV8. Humans tend to have an average of AV9. They're pretty average stat-wise, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So the AV8 helps, and then frenzy helps a lot as well because you're getting 2 dice, maybe even 4 dice, maybe even 6 dice on your block. So you can use these pieces to try to get removals. They're also very, very fast. They can open up holes. They can reposition for a handoff. They're very strong. "17 seconds left to set up on the offense here in the second half of the game. Molly Ringwald moving up to the line. So most of these players very forward on this offense. Just the Ghoul Runner back to receive. We'll see where I chose to kick this ball. Dead center, taking no risks. All right. It's going to be shallow anyway. I probably, in retrospect, probably would have made it a shallow kick, but it's going to be a touchback regardless. So we'll see if he puts this in the hands of the Ghoul Runner. He does. And now turn 9 underway for Teen Wolf and Friends. They have 2 rerolls for the game. Television Terrors with 3. Terrors still hanging on to their Apothecary. A mark taken on the Blitzer and a lineman. 2-die block on the right side of the line. Gets a push out of this. Will follow up with number 1. Frenzy follow-up gets the knockdown. That is the value of Frenzy. Remember, it's an 8+ to break armor on Anthony Soprano here. No armor break, though. 9+ normally, but that claw treats everybody as an 8+. Minute 5 on the clock for Teen Wolf and Friends. Good repositioning on the right side of this this offense here. He leveraged Frenzy to set up that wall. So he set up a wall here. And he used Frenzy to do it. So he had a player here, but without spending the blitz, he's able to get this player over to here to secure that section of the pitch. Spends a reroll right out of the gate, though, on double skull. Keeps the drive alive. We'll get a push on the master. Teen Wolf and Friends down to 1 reroll for the rest of the game. So they're trying to pick this player out of position. Gets the knockdown with Emilio Estevez. Good knockdown, keeps the formation intact. So now he's keeping this this offense wide, carving out sections of the pitch. Exactly what he wants to do. But he's back on the bonus clock here with now just 3 minutes, 8 seconds left. Gets a 2-die with Ivan the Animal Death Shroud. Ivan the star player, strength 4 player, juggernaut, tackle, block, foul appear, or disturbing presence. Gets a push on the ogre. And now the ball carrier is going to advance to the Teen Wolf and Friends 4-yard line. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left on the bonus clock for the game. Molly Ringwald moves forward, and this is how he's picking off this player. So he's trying to keep this player, he's trying to push this player out of the drive. Stood up the master. Be a 3+ dodge to take a mark on the ball carrier. Master's going to stay put. Here comes Dexter, the number 3 blitzer. Has the guard skill. He's going to mark 3 players on the offense. Marking a wolf, marking a wraith, marking a zombie. Repositioning players to get assists on these blocks. 2-die block on Corey Haim will be a knockdown. Now 2-die blitz on Jason Bateman gets a knockdown here as well. Stays put on the blitz, doesn't follow up, repositions the blitzer 1 space back, keeping that chevron intact. Shifting the number 6 thrower over to the left wide zone, weakening at center pitch a little bit. Repositions the catcher rather, Locutus. Oh, good. I said good foul. I'm doing it. I shouldn't call it a good foul. 1 assist to try to take that werewolf out of the game. Doesn't work out here. We set up a column here. We're getting a little weak at mid pitch. We're going to rely on this ogre to do some heavy lifting here and stay on his feet. Turn 10, double skulls by Emilio Estevez. And that is the final reroll for Teen Wolf and Friends. They have no rerolls left for the game. Their odds have changed dramatically for their actions. They'll get a POW on the master. Second turn of the half and no rerolls remaining. Under a minute to play for Teen Wolf and Friends. They want to try to hold off on this score as long as possible. They don't want to give the human team an opportunity to come back and tie this game. They certainly want to win, but they've got, because they're not safe yet. They have lead. Push on Gendo Akari of the pitch in the right wide zone. Now 2-die block on Anthony Soprano is going to get a POW here. 9+ to break armor. $15 seconds left in turn 10 for Teen Wolf and Friends. Bringing in the assist for the Molly Ringwald block. 2-die block. Gets a push. Stays put. It's going to try to keep a little bit of control of that left wide zone. Gives him an option. So right now he's looking at or moving this way. And he's going to try to take a chunk out of this defense as soon as he can. Takes a second mark on the downed. Is that a lineman? Maybe a blitzer? Retreats the ball. Doesn't feel safe up at the line. Understands that he has to keep this ball in his possession. So retreats all the way down to the 18-yard line. And so the master, the number 8 human lineman, after the mark, has to step out to the sideline if he wants to move down pitch, but will instead just stand back up and mark one of these two pieces, forcing one of them to block and not move unless the blitz is spent. 2-die block now on Corey Haim will be a pal, and we'll follow up. Gets a stun out of this. Now the piece that blocked has the guard skill. They've advanced forward. They can be used for an assist going forward in this formation, whether they're marked or not. 2-die blitz here will get a knockout on Matthew Broderick. Now holes open up, and the number 2 blitzer is going to run down the hole. So 2 players moving down the hole to try to apply some pressure to this ball carrier. Remember, that Ghoul Runner has an MA of 7. They can get away fairly easily. And the more players we funnel down the pitch, the weaker our defense is if that ball carrier gets away from us. Reposition to cover that gap that we just ran through. Considering a 2-die block on Ivan the Animal, we said, nah, that's good. These big guys, you have to be careful with them. We've talked about this before, but these big guys, most of them have a negatrait. In this case, the Ogre has Boneheaded. Before they take their action, they roll a d6. If it's 2+, they're good. If not, they lose their action, they lose their tackle zone. So you don't want to be taking blocks with them every single turn unless there's no consequence, right? Like, if you take a block with the Ogre, if you take a block, if Boneheaded triggers and that puts a crimp in your plans, your formation can't hold up without it, or your plans can't work without it, then you don't want to take the block. Like, leave it alone. Don't roll the dice. Sure, he has Mighty Blow. Sure, he has Strength 5. But just exerting those tackle zones is enough, right? A Strength 5 player exerting tackle zones, that's a big deal. That means that player is probably going to stay there. Winona Ryder, the Ghoul Runner, is going to hand off to Jason Bateman. Good handoff. Has a hole now down the left sideline. Blitzes. Emilio Estevez, 2-die blitz. Gets a push out of this. Decides to follow up. He wants to mark a couple of players here with that flesh column. Good spot for that flesh column. Let's stand firm. Will not get pushed back. Really needs the knockdown to clear that lane. Moves the ball forward just spaces. Jason Bateman with the ball on the opposing 4-yard line now. 9 seconds on the clock. 2-die block over in the right wide zone. Gets a push here. Christian Slater on the block. Pushes Gustavo Fring out of the drive. Anthony Soprano getting pushed out of the drive as well. Back on the bonus clock. Just 1 minute, 33 seconds left for Teen Wolf and Friends. Alden Barino. Here comes that. Rosh is into position on the left side of the ball carrier. Doesn't want that blitz coming in on the right side, on the left side. Now turn 11. So we applied a little pressure with those two players, but now they're on the backside of this cage. We can close this cage here and maybe try to stop the score dead in its tracks here. So the first order of business is we're going to get an assist against the Flesh Golem. And a player with tackle zones right in front of that ball carrier. The sideline is still open currently. You want to look for the 2-die blocks wherever you can. Yeah, so the catcher comes in. We're going to try to keep this ghoul runner out of the drive. That Wraith is very fast but has no hands, so they can't be a ball carrier. This was an unfortunate error. This was an absolute mistake. Tried to dodge through there. That's a 50-50 dodge. It didn't work out. Yeah, but that was an error. There's a that's not the way that should have gone. So unfortunate error for the Terrors here. Turn 12 now for Teen Wolf and Friends. Try to dodge through like they're a snotling. Yeah, that was a misclick, unfortunately. Teen Wolf and Friends currently not in scoring position. They have an MA of 8. Bring them to 10. They're on the 4. It means they're 2 spaces out. So 10 plus 2 is 12. There's 13 spaces they need to go in order to score. $50 seconds left on the clock. Teen Wolf and Friends with just 1 minute left on the bonus clock. They're going to take They're going to take a mark with Molly Ringwald. Maybe they'll take a book. I don't know. It seems pretty chill out there. Advances forward with the number 1 werewolf, Michael J. Fox. Advances all the way up to the 10, 12, 14 yard line. Jason Bateman on the 16 now, just off that left wide zone. 2-die block on the number 3 blitzer. So took the free actions first, as you should do. Action order very important in this game. Good injury. Great injury to remove that guard blitzer. Unfortunately rolled the 2-die block into double both downs with the Flesh Golem, stunned himself in the process. It's going to be a pretty big loss provided he can't score in this upcoming turn. Final turn of the third quarter now. Tie ball game 1-1. The Terrors with 2 re-rolls. Teen Wolf and Friends with none. The Master's going to stand up and mark Molly Ringwald. Or J.R. Ewing, rather. The Master's going to stand up and mark that zombie at center pitch. Two rushes to get a mark on the ball carrier. There's 1. There's 2. Looking for a blitz on the ball carrier here. 2-die double rush blitz with a dodge currently. Here it is. Fails the first rush. 2-die blitz. We'll get a push. We'll take it. We'll push the ball carrier right on the sideline. We'll follow up for sure. And now Michael J. Fox in a little bit of a predicament here. Pushed onto the sideline. Another failed dodge, but we're going to mark that other werewolf. Keep them out of play. Took the one die block here, worked out just to keep Winona Ryder out of this drive. Good armor break. In fact, we kept her out of the game. Good injury here. And that will be the turn. Turn 13 now. Fourth and final quarter. The Teen Wolf and Friends have the ball. They have it on the opposing 16-yard line. They are on the sideline with Jason Bateman currently. Need to find a way to get this ball free. They are in scoring position. Could just try to blitz him out if he's YOLOing the one die, but has no rerolls. If he is going to blitz with ball carrier, he needs to mark. He needs to mark that orthogonal marking blitzer. 2-die block against J.R. Ewing with Molly Ringwald. She's not going to dodge away and do it. Gets a knockdown. Might try to dodge away the werewolf. Michael J. Fox, that is. Michael J. Fox is just inside the left wide zone, the not ball carrier. Nurgles Rot with the 10 stream streak. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. I love this game. I love this game a lot. Can you love something a lot? I think it's just love, right? Are there qualifiers on love? I appreciate it. Thank you. 16 seconds left for Teen Wolf and Friends. Trying to find a way to get this ball carrier free. If they can get a mark on that orthogonal blitzer, they can try to maybe one die it out, but they have no rerolls left. That's the problem. There it is. There's the mark. That's the mark he needs. Under a minute on the bonus clock now. 50 seconds left. One die block is not going to cut it. That is a skull. Tried to do exactly that. Didn't work out. That will be a turnover. The ball is going to end up on the 18-yard line, the left sideline. Dangerous position for both teams here. So now the Terrors do have that catcher down pitch. Catcher has an MA of 7 and is a catcher, has the catch skill. The thrower currently marking the ball. It's free to pick it up. It would be a 3+ pickup with sure hands as well. So a free reroll. So right now, if this were to be a pass, that is a long pass. And that is fairly risky, especially with no rerolls, right? You do have a pass. Well, I guess you have the reroll in the pass, and you have the reroll in the catch. And the reroll in the pickup. But still fairly risky. Yeah, so the Terrors are going to pull that catcher in. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quick pass it to the catcher, I think. Taking marks just to try to keep this catcher as safe as possible. Yeah, it's going to have to be a quick pass. Could be a double rush handoff, but we'll get a point of SVP if this works out. There it is. There it is. The Television Terrors are covering this ball now. They are on their own 14-yard line. Good 3+ dodge. Get a little protection on this catcher. Catcher with a strength of 2. 7. Everyone marked on this defense now. If the Terrors can get away, nobody will be able to catch them. Turn 14 for Teen Wolf and Friends now. fastest pieces on this roster. The fastest pieces on this roster are all in the left wide zone. The Wraith with the MA of 7, the 2 Werewolves with an MA of 8. Those zombies all have an MA of 4. Ivan the Animal is that center pitch, currently marked by that Ogre. Does have an MA of 6, I think. Flesh Columns with an MA of 4 as well. Freeze up Molly Ringwald. Two-die block on the Masters, not going to work out. No rolls left. That is the problem with having no rerolls left. Your odds change dramatically. Your 75% roll becomes a 50-50 roll without a reroll. All right, so now that catcher is going to try to get away here. The big threat currently is Ivan the Animal, so probably taking a block. Those zombies, not terribly scary. It's a 50-50 to dodge away, but even so, if they do, and they get a blitz, they don't have the block skill, and there's nobody to recover the ball. Try to minimize eye rolls here with no rerolls left. Gotta take a mark just in case this block goes awry. Here we go. Don't want to risk the boneheaded roll. Rush instead to a knockdown. That'll do it. Ivan the Animal knocked down, now reduced to 3 MA and is away from the ball carrier. Now it's just a matter of keeping the important pieces away, and it's only Ivan the Animal. So again, the fast pieces are all in that left wide zone. The Wraith and the 2 Werewolves. Everybody else is an MA 4. And then we'll hedge our bets. We'll cover just in case he tries a cheeky dodge with a zombie. Turn 15 now for Teen Wolf and Friends. Not a whole lot they can do at this point. Might try, could try a 4+ dodge here. And that's 1, 2, 3. I'm drawing like I'm an infant. 1, 2, 3 for a 1-die block on the catcher. I think that might be the best they can do. Or just take the mark, maybe, and just hope the dice go wrong for the Terrors. $50 seconds left on the clock here in turn 15. Teen Wolf and Friends would love to recover the ball, but it doesn't look like it can anymore with just no speed back there to recover the ball. No agility either. So taking blocks instead, trying to collect some SPP. 2-die block on J.R. Ewing. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 15 now for the Television Terrors. Mr. Rocker Crocker, welcome to the stream. Guard on the Ogre makes it even harder to get in there. Yes, indeed it does. I think Guard as a first pick on a Human Ogre is pretty solid, no matter what sort of human team you run. Now the catcher is going to run away. Nobody's going to be able to catch the catcher at this point. Not a whole lot that... Not a whole lot that Teen Wolf and Friends can do at this point. Looks like they're going to lose this one 2-1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, they can't even mark the catcher. So that'll be it. Mr. Rocker Crocker, thank you so much for the follow. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, "Is that my first time chatter? I've watched enough of the stream." Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we're watching my games in this competition so far. We had a live game earlier, and we're filling time until our next live game, which will be a little under an hour from now. That's going to be, in fact, this Necro team. It'll be Teen Wolf and Friends versus Juxtaposed Juggernauts, which is Necro versus Chaos Renegades. I'm excited to see that matchup. But to fill the gap, we're watching my games. I don't typically stream my games, so. PB Nut says we had a live quote unquote game earlier. It was a crime. Dude, I blitz with the block skill will work out here. Should have just taken the block with this guy. I don't know why I'm moving him over here. I don't know what I'm protecting. But he should have came down here and just taken a block. Final turn of this game, turn 16 for Team Wolf and Friends. Nothing to do here but pick up some SPP. Oh. That's all right, though. I appreciate the sentiment, though. No, we're going to be here. We're going to be here for a while. We'll be here for probably another 2 hours at least. Minute 13 left for Teen Wolf and Friends. So remember, this is week 1. So this is Teen Wolf and Friends, a fresh TV 1000 team, or I should stop calling it that. TV 1 million team. Gets the knockdown on Gendo Akari. Doesn't get anything out of this. Two-die block on the Master. Gets a POW here. Still has his blitz, has the werewolf available, has 2 werewolves available. Double pals on the number 4 blitzer. Trying to get some SPP, but doesn't work out. No armor break. Look at his leg. His leg's going crazy. Ivan's legs just freaking out. Stands up Ivan. Ivan with an assist on a possible blitz here. Blitz on the thrower. Takes a rush. Is he going after the ogre? What's going on? $23 seconds left on the clock for Teen Wolf and Friends. One die block over the right wide zone against Anthony Soprano. 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. 3 seconds left. And that'll do it. Turn 16. We'll walk the ball in. That'll be it. 2-1. This game will end in a victory for the Television Terrors. At the end of week 1, they'll be 1-0. All right, where are we on time? 8:07. Yeah, so let's watch a little bit of my week 2 game. I have a bye in week 3. We'll watch. Let's see how long the week 2 game is. We might be able to see the whole thing. We won't see the whole thing, but we'll see a good bit of it. So let's watch our week 2 game. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll queue up the week 2 match, and we'll watch that. Remember, our second live game is gonna start at 9 o'clock Eastern. That's UTC -4. So that's starting in about 52 minutes, and we're gonna fill that time in until about 10 minutes before that game. We'll kick into our pregame for that second game. But before then, we'll watch the Television Terrors in their week 2 matchup against the Tizork Savage Boys. So give me just a minute, and then we'll queue that up.